Yes, a very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. Welcome to News Tonight, this Monday, the 11th of September, 2023. My name is Micheal Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakon. Let's start with a look at the top stories. Police Directorate of Crime Intelligence opens a general file against new President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Police arrests 4 in connection with the placement of IEDs. FTC floats 38 positions for the National Executive Committee. While the 2023 Pepsi University Football Leagues to start this week. We thank you so much for joining in. Now, in our first story this evening, a fundraising dinner for the Uganda Women's Effort to support orphans, that is UWEZO, raised over 1 billion shillings to support the renovation of Masulita, a children's village. The raised funds will facilitate the renovation of dormitories, kitchen, shed, and dining, staff houses, and the establishment of the children's outdoor play facilities. The dinner, organized by the Liberation Generation, comprising of the young people who grew up after the liberation and some of whose mothers started the UWEZO organization, were led by first daughter Natasha Museveni at State House Entebbe.
It was attended by people from different walks of life, was organized by the Liberation Generation, comprising of the young people who grew up after the liberation and some of whose mothers started USO. They were led by first daughter Natasha Museveni Karujire, and the dinner was hosted at State House Entebbe. Among the pledges was a generous one of 300 million shillings from President Museveni, while Mama Janet contributed 50 million shillings. Chinyara Sugar pledged 200 million shillings, while Friends of USO and Bet Power pledged 100 million shillings each. Mrs. Janet Museveni, the founder and patron of USO, lauded the fundraising initiative of indigenous resource mobilization that has been adopted by the young people of the Liberation Generation. She said that it is similar to what they used to raise resources during the challenging times when USO was founded.
And I thank God that I'm here to see this happening in my lifetime. This is exemplary, since as Ugandans, we must readily accept responsibility for the care and protection of our own, rather than relying on foreign agencies to always come to our aid in times of need, as this is not sustainable, as I'm sure all of you know.
The First Lady thanked her daughter, Natasha, and her team for the patriotic spirit that compels them to feel duty-bound to breathe life back into the national programs and USO.
That's why I thank Natasha and my children, and now their team, their whole generation, to know that it's not enough to work for themselves, to work for their families alone. It's not enough when we still have parts of our society living in absolute poverty. living in need. So I feel blessed in a way to sit here this evening and listen to these young people, our hope for tomorrow, talking about the fact that we should not let Uweso die. So it's a blessing for me and for those of us who are still here to sit here and see our children pledge to breathe back life into Uweso. So Uganda, in that way, is blessed really to have the younger generation refuse to forget that those children on the street need help.
First daughter Natasha Museveni said that some of them who grew up after liberation have come to support the work of Uweso that started 37 years ago in honor of her mother, Mama Janet, and her friends.
Mama, through Uweso and all her numerous other initiatives, blesses people spiritually and physically. And so, Mama, to honor you, to honor the work you have done and continue to do through Uweso, we who have grown up after liberation and in peacetime have now come of age to support what you and your friends and colleagues began. We have called ourselves the Liberation Generation. We stand on your shoulders, Mama, on the shoulders of the mothers of Uweso, on the shoulders of the NRM, and most importantly, on the Rock of Ages.
Uweso's NEC chairperson, Mrs. Olive Lukomwa, explained that altogether the proposed renovation and new works at Masulita Children Village require a total of Ugandan shilling 2,064,550,000. She noted that the work will be done in phases, with the second phase including renovation of the administration and training blocks, construction of a sick bay and dry food storage facility, plus installation of three-phase power at the Masulita Children Village.
Currently, Masulita is hosting 104 children. Those are 65 girls and 39 boys. These range in the ages of 4 to 16. These girls, many of them come from Karamoja, actually 96 of these, they come from Karamoja. Once we take on the children into the village, we try to prepare them for the society or community. So we prepare them. Those that are old enough, we take them through tailoring, hairdressing, mechanics, and other activities. And the reason why we do that is if we take them back to Karamoja, when they don't have anything that will give them income, the chances of them coming back on the street is real.
Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
The Police Directorate of Crime Intelligence has opened a general file against the alleged sectarian utterances by the new President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert during the party's ongoing countrywide mobilization tours. The police spokesperson Fred Enanga says that these kind of hate speeches can ignite unrest and calls for immediate stoppage.
Abantu ab'enjawulo baavudde batandika okukolokota omukulembeze wa of the National Unity Platform President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu during the party's ongoing mobilization rallies across the country. Some individuals have called security to intervene and stop the alleged sectarian utterances by the noble president.
There is a general inquiry that has been opened at CID. They are still gathering statements and trolling social media for some of those footages and utterances.
The Crime Intelligence Directorate has embarked on the investigations against these alleged hate speeches.
it is still at that stage. So we believe that once the investigations are built, we shall seek the opinion of the DPP and then get back to the public.
Security has urged NUP leadership to collaborate with territorial commanders to ensure safety of supporters.
So that's why we caution that it is better to work with the police and security so that we police these events. You cannot police these events on your own. Police is there to ensure that you're safe and secure.
Uganda police is investigating a saturated video of an armed man during NUP mobilization rally in Luwero.
And our intelligence organs have interested themselves to get to know who that person is and how he came into possession of a pistol. So it's a subject of investigation. But at the same time also, whether it is, the investigations will tell us, is the person part of NUP or is he an outsider? The investigations will tell.
Meanwhile, police have commended the Forum for Democratic Change for cooperating with security on party activities.
Harmonized their meetings, got in touch with the proprietors of Navy Business Community Information and Training Center, that is at Cell in Navy, and the meeting is well planned.
Police and other security agencies appeal to political players to cooperate during their mobilization campaigns to keep huge numbers of gathered supporters safe. Abdul Nasir Lukomwa and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
Still to do with police, they are currently detaining 4 individuals in connection with the placement of IEDs in Kampala. Fred Enanga, the spokesperson, has stated that they are actively investigating the motives behind their involvement in these suspicious acts of terrorism. Up to this point, security has released 2 out of the 6 suspects, as Ivan Kahwa reports.
Police are currently holding 4 suspects connected to the placement of IEDs in the Central Business District of Kampala. 2 out of the 6 individuals initially arrested during the joint task force operations have been released.
So they're still pursuing those lines, and we believe that towards the end of next week, we shall be able to come up with a more detailed explanation. For now, we are incredibly grateful to members of the Joint Task Team on counter-terror, as well as the territorial commanders in Kampala Metropolitan for doing everything possible within their means to keep the Central Business District of Kampala safe and all the neighboring areas.
The police have also reported instances of intimidation and with some individuals exploiting the bomb threats for personal gain.
After getting a call, an emergency call that there was a suspected bomb at Weya Junior School in Accountancy, upon careful assessment, we found that it was a dummy package, a dummy plastic bottle. And we ruled out any suspicious ingredients or substances.
In unrelated news, Byaruhanga William, an ADF collaborator, voluntarily surrendered to the Ugandan forces, while another notorious armed M23 rebel has been apprehended in Kisoro.
And participated in one of the, and got involved in a robbery act in Kisoro. So the M23 rebel in our custody is called Mboga Justin, 22-year-old, and a resident. He sneaked into the country from Masisi, that is in Gukurushuru, North Kivu province in Eastern DRC.
Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development Judith Nabakova has urged the youth to embrace tree planting to mitigate climate change. She was at the opening of the 2023 Diocesan Youth Conference at St. Anne Vocational Secondary School in Busoa Catholic Parish, Bujiri District.
The Mass was led by Reverend Father Paul Musana, representing the Bishop of Jinja Diocese, Right Reverend Charles Wamika. In the sermon, he appealed to the youth to renew their spiritual relationships with God.
Some of you are very weak at decisions, necessary decisions, important decisions, and you make a decision against something which is very important and you put something which is rubbish. That's why they gather us as younger people many times.
Among the congregants was Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakova.
You know, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, usually tells us to restore the environment. And I think his message is key to all of us, not only for today, but also to save the future when we restore the environment by planting trees.
She appealed to youth to avoid acts of fighting for their parents' land and unify for development, and also encouraged youth to embrace responsible lifestyles to avoid non-communicable diseases.
Mutegeeze bannamwe twagala emirembe ku nsonga z'ettaka naye ate ne families tuddeyo ku mulamwa gw'empisa za family n'obumu n'okukwatagana n'obutayayanira nnyo bintu bya family kulaba nga ate bitutuusa ne mu kulwanagana oba oliawo okwetema.
The Diocesan Youth President, Joseph Kayongo, explained the engagement among Catholic youth.
So we bring youth together from the age of 13 to the age of 35. But even those ones above 35, the so-called senior youth and animators, we welcome them.
Nabakova handed over awards, including bicycles, envelopes and trophies, to youth who excelled in various sports.
Makerere University will host the 6th edition of Kampala Geopolitics Conference in October this year. This comes after the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Makerere University and different partners, including the UN Women and the French Ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Xavier Stika. According to the organizers of the Kampala Geopolitics Conference, this will offer an attractive platform for dialogue and free exchange of contemporary regional and international debates.
University as the lead university.
It helps us to debate topical issues away from our general politics and so on, where we shout and what, but where people come and intellectually debate issues that affect our region, climate change, conflicts, the demographic structure that is coming up, the high population growth, and those issues that we must tackle as a region if we are to avoid very unstable countries.
For the participants in that forum, for the lead nations in that forum, among them Uganda and France. And we will continue doing that in order to accompany the expansion of Kampala Geopolitics as a set of events, as a flagship initiative, and as a brand, that we will continue to do so more substantively in view of having more debates, more interactions between Ugandans and others here in Kampala.
Must have diversity in its creation to speak to people's need on the ground. We look forward in that discussion to hear the diverse opinions of the young minds of Uganda in Makerere University, who will interact with this and other panels. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude by thanking our partners, Makerere University, the Embassy of France, CAS and Alliance Française for continued collaboration.
and he will arrange for this to be taken.
We thank you so much for watching. We now take a very short break. On return, we'll have more. Please keep it with us.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo? No. Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant.
Oh, very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I have come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
In this family, we can't agree on anything.
Martha.
We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play.
Martha.
Ndoza Mulabi, we can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Ate alina echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence.
Hello, Mom. How did you sleep? How is Salongo? Oh, Mommy, how is Grandma? And Simba, the dog, yeah, the funny one.
Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel Bona voice bundles. Dial *100*1#. Select Call Bona to choose bundles from as low as 1,000 shillings from daily, weekly, monthly, or bundles that don't expire. Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel. A reason to imagine.
Malaria is still the #1 cause of death in Uganda. To help you protect your family from malaria, the government of Uganda is continuing its mosquito nets distribution campaign to give mosquito nets to every household in the country. Register and receive your mosquito nets from the community health worker. Distribution of nets in the following districts and cities will take place from the 8th to the 13th of September 2023. Buku, Bulambuli, Vuyende, Ibanda, Iganga, Jinja City, Jinja, Kamuli, Kamwenge, Kapchora, Kazo, Chegegwa, Luka, Mbara City, Mbara, Namayingo, Ntungamo, and Rwampara. Every district will have received their mosquito nets by November. Together, we can chase malaria out of Uganda. Sleep under a mosquito net every night. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from the Global Fund.
Did you know that you can safely and conveniently make your school fees payments anytime, any school, anywhere using Airtel Money? Oh yes! Simply pick up your phone and dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees. Choose between school pay, peg pay, or shore pay. Enter student number. Enter amount, confirm name and transaction. Enter Airtel Money PIN. A confirmation message will be sent to you upon a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Uganda is a source, transit, and destination for adults and children who are either forced or deceived into forced labor, organ harvest, sacrifice, and commercial exploitation. Trafficking in persons is a serious crime and gross violation of human rights. Report suspects of trafficking in persons to police for investigation and prosecution. Suspects are either close friends or relatives. Victims of trafficking are not criminals and need protection. This message is brought to you by the Coordination Office for Prevention of Trafficking in Persons, Ministry of Internal Affairs.
It's UBC News Tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Presidential initiative on skilling the young people has started visiting the 9 centers in Kampala to assess students' skills progress in the 6 months of training. The Director Presidential Initiative of the Skilling Program for the Girl and Boy Child Project, Dr. Faith Katana, told UBC that the visit starts at Wandegea Center.
Centers that include Wandegea, Wabigalo, Luzira, among others, skill disadvantaged youth from different divisions of Kampala and aids them to create jobs. These young persons are trained for 6 months in hair braiding, embroidery, leatherworks to equip them with the necessary skills.
At the end of the skilling, 6 months skilling training, they have to show off to the communities and the leaders what they have learned in the 6 months. So that is what we are doing here. We are at Wandegea Center right now, and they are showing and giving testimonies of where they have been and where they are and where they are going.
Wandegea Center, the birthplace of the presidential initiative on skilling the girl child and boy child, has this semester admitted over 400 young people.
Our training is practical because we have those who are illiterate and semi-literate, and they do not need English to speak to a machine or to bring out their potential. So we believe that everyone given an opportunity, everyone given a direction, and we ask the leaders, those you lead, show them the direction. They will find the right way to go. So we thank God for what is being done. We are about to conclude to do exams, then we will be again registering the new.
This program started in 2017 with the Wandegea Center. Mario Nawori, UBC.
Heavy rains have destroyed over 10 houses at Kahendero landing site in Kasese, in Kahendero Ward, Muhocha Town Council, Kasese District. The local leaders told UBC that heavy storms swept away the roofs of the house. We apologize for that. We'll have that story in our subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, farmers working in the Muhocha mini irrigation scheme that is still in Kasese have lost yields to the inconsistent supply of water into their gardens caused by the people managing the scheme. These people say some of the leaders have personalized the scheme, causing uneven supply and distribution of water to individual farms. Officials have said that they have received from the Ministry of Health. I beg your pardon. Rampara District Chief Administrative Officer has complained about the fewer mosquito nets distributed in the district. He says that out of the population of over 30,000 people in the district, only 8,000 mosquito nets were distributed. This was during the launch of the distribution of the treated mosquito nets by the Ministry of Health at Buteraniro Nyeihanga Town Council, Rampara District.
Buteraniro, Nyeihanga Town Council, Rampara District, has a population of slightly more than 30,000 people, and district officials say they have received less than half of the nets required. They call upon the Ministry of Health to look into the matter as the district is grappling with increased cases of malaria.
The population we submitted to the ministry is not equivalent to what the mosquito nets that have been delivered or distributed. For example, a case in the point of the Town Council, where I am, the mosquito nets that were delivered and what we are distributing are less. In fact, it is a half of the population meaning that we have that challenge. Maybe the ministry officials will look into it so that we get more.
The community is not adopting, because one of the things which they are not doing basically is, I look at it that they look at treatment, they don't look at prevention first. But now they're emphasizing treatment through pre-prevention through distribution of the long-lasting nets, which they have taken up, and we hope for the best. I think the trend which we've been having will have to reduce after giving them mosquito nets. You know, they did registration 2 days ago. Even today they will still continue the registration, but like for these big sales, I could give an example with this Nyanga town sale, only. The population which was given is close to 3,000, and yet the people are beyond 10,000 within just one village. It is big. So that one they can't capture it. We can't give them all. But at least what we have, we shall write to the center requesting for more nets.
The National Mosquito Net Distribution Campaign in Wave 3A has started, and 18 districts will be covered to combat the spread of malaria. Senior Communications Officer at the Ministry of Health, Aine Viona, urged the residents to put the mosquito nets to their intended use, stating that it is the sure way of reducing malaria burden in the country.
These nets should not be used to rear chicken, should not be used to fish. Here people can use them also for fishing, and also caution them that those ones who will misuse them will be punished, which is emphasis that they should be put to right use. The malaria epidemic, the cases are at least coming down owing to the interventions the Ministry of Health deployed. We had a number of epidemic districts, largely in eastern and part of northern Uganda, but we have had a number of interventions.
By the end of November 2023, the government will have distributed over 28.5 million long-lasting insecticide-treated mosquito nets across the country to combat malaria morbidity and mortality. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
The Vice-Chancellor of Gulu University wishes to inform the general public that Gulu University will be hosting the 5th Biennial African Philosophy World Conference from Monday 18th to Wednesday 20th September 2023. The opening ceremony and keynote presentations will take place from Acholi Inn on Monday 18th September 2023. The rest of the presentations will take place on Tuesday 19th and Wednesday 20th September 2023 from Gulu University under the theme Gender Dimensions of African Philosophy from the following international scholars: Professor Taban Loliong from the University of Juba, Professor Anke Granes from the University of Hildesheim, Germany, Professor Silva Tamale from Makerere University, Professor Josephine Ahikire from Makerere University, and Professor Ebunoloa Olufemi Oduwale from Olabisi Onabanjo University, Nigeria. For more information, visit the conference website.
Uncle, you should see London.
Oh, my boy. This has been 5 years. You should see Uganda.
Yes. Uncle Marcus, huh? This is my former school.
See, soon there will be more than 1 million children learning like this for free.
This is impressive. Do you even have connection out here?
Well, we have 100% 4G countrywide.
Okay.
We even have 5G too.
That's approximately 700 billion Uganda shillings in tax, making Airtel one of the largest corporate income taxpayers over the last 5 years, helping build a better Uganda.
Today your son saw our new Uganda.
Thank you, Uganda, for imagining it with us and making us the fastest growing telecom in the country over the past 5 years.
Here is the 2023 musical launch of the year. 16th of September 2023, Kololo Ceremonial Grounds will be the only place to be, as the whole of Uganda will gather to witness the Museveni Awoma musical launch by Eman Sereko, also known as Munamasaka. Don't miss all your artists, comedians, stage and movie actors, members of parliament, ministers, leaders at different levels, led by the Right Honorable Premier Robin Nabanja. The chief guest of the day will be the one and only Sabalwanyi Jajamwami, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, all at a free entry at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds on the 16th of September 2023. Do not miss!
In business, the 16th African Dairy Conference being hosted by Uganda at Hotel Africana from 11th to the 15th of September seeks to boost dairy sector investment and enhance consumption of dairy products. The Acting Executive Director, Dairy Development Authority, Akankiza Samson, says that this dairy conference gives a key platform for African dairy sector players.
The dairy industry in Uganda contributes about 6.5% to Uganda's GDP and employs about 250,000 people. This 16th Dairy Conference comes to highlight untapped opportunities which can enhance both domestic and international milk consumption following best industry practices.
We are so delighted to be the host of the 16th African Dairy Conference and Exhibition, which is starting today and ending on 15th Friday with the field excursions. And this is the largest African dairy conference on the continent, and this provides the platform for the dairy industry stakeholders to showcase their products to consumers and other decision makers, but also create new markets and orient the consumers to their new innovations and products. We'll see deals being signed between, because we have business-to-business meetings where some are coming in to look at our products and seal deals with the processors. But importantly, the capacity building that will be left here by showing the innovations and sharing sessions will help the sector to grow in terms of having new technologies that can be applied.
Every year, Uganda produces at least 4 billion liters of milk, but on average, each Ugandan takes about 64 liters per year, just below the 200 liters of milk recommended by the World Health Organization. Therefore, this conference targets stimulating Uganda's domestic dairy uptake and capacity building.
The only challenge that we have is the consumption. If you look at the consumption of milk in Uganda relative to Kenya, for instance, per capita consumption here is in the range of 40 to 50 thereabouts. 64. 64. When you're looking at Kenya, it's 110, 115 liters per capita per annum. But at 64, it's, you have a very good opportunity because WHO recommends 200 liters per person per year. Therefore, that difference presents itself as an opportunity that we can continue enhancing consumption.
This dairy conference is going to be about knowledge sharing and high-tech innovations from leading dairy industry experts from the region and the world over to foster efficiency, expansion and profitability of the dairy sector.
So we'll be engaging with you, particularly the important stakeholders in this subsector, to ensure that we push for a sustainable livestock production in Uganda.
Crispus Ainitwe, Juma Nsamba, UBC News.
Salam Bank, formerly known as Top Finance Bank, has received a license from Bank of Uganda to provide Islamic banking services. The issuance follows the enactment of the Financial Institutions Amendment Act of 2023, which opened the door for investors to establish fully fledged Islamic financial institutions and existing financial institutions to offer Islamic banking services.
Kudos to you for having been the first financial institution to receive this license.
The introduction of Islamic banking is expected to enhance financial sector access, deepen product offering and foster economic development in Uganda, aligning with global trends and local demands.
Subsequently, the financial institutions Islamic banking regulations of 2018 were passed. However, the absence of the Central Sharia Advisory Council to advise the Bank of Uganda on regulating and supervising Islamic banking and also approving the related products constrained the commencement of this Islamic banking.
So even after the law was amended, then we realized that we needed to change the tax code so that an Islamic financial transaction is treated the same way from a tax perspective.
While receiving the operating license from Deputy Governor Dr. Micheal Atingi-Ego, Salam Bank's representative Michael Mande expressed gratitude to government, Bank of Uganda and all stakeholders who contributed to the creation of a legal framework for Islamic banking in Uganda.
This milestone cannot be understated, as it will pave the way for the development of the special field in the country and put Uganda at the forefront of the Islamic banking in the region while strengthening its economic options.
And the basic thing being that cash or money is not a commodity. We don't sell cash, but we are ready to work and partner with Ugandans in making sure that we also earn and they also earn.
Dr. Atingi-Ego emphasized the importance of adopting to global trends and fostering an enabling economic environment to attract both local and foreign investments. Islamic banking, he noted, would broaden access to financial services and provide an alternative to interest-based banking, aligning with Uganda's development goals.
This is a very bold and innovative move. You are coming into a territory of uncharted waters. So, the determination that you've shown, I want to believe that you are going to make it succeed. As you are all aware, Islamic banking is based on the principles of Sharia, which prohibits charging of interest, promoting products with uncertainty such as speculation, gambling, and activities that society deems detrimental. So to us, this makes it more ethical and sustainable form of banking, and it's well suited to the needs of many Ugandans.
The enactment of the Financial Institutions Amendment Act of 2023 marked a crucial step towards introducing Islamic banking in Uganda, guided by Sharia principles, while regulatory oversight will remain under the purview of the Bank of Uganda and the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News in Kampala.
The Public Accountants Examinations Board has released the August 2023 results, with female candidates performing better than their male counterparts. The president of the Institute of the Certified Public Accountants, Josephine Osia, and her board released the results at the function held at Skies Hotel in Nakuru.
Hereby declare the August 2023 CPA examination results released.
Female candidates have outclassed their male counterparts in Certified Public Accountants examinations held in August this year, with a female subject pass rate at 34.1%, whereas that of their male counterparts is 31.5%. The chairperson Public Accountants Examination Board, Professor Laura Orobia, disclosed this while presenting the details of the Certified Public Accountants Examination results for August 2023, an average pass rate of 32.9%.
The female were the best, but the gap in the pass rate between the female and male compared is big in financial accounting, the same in management and information systems.
The President, Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda, Josephine Osia, officiated the release and congratulated female candidates for the good performance at an event held at Skies Hotel Nakuru in Kampala.
I want to start by congratulating all those who have passed in this examination diet. And for those who have not passed, do not give up. There's still opportunity to improve and be able to pass the exams.
At least 3,919 candidates sat the August exams at various levels, with 64 managing to complete the entire comprehensive 4-level course.
And at least I'm pleased to note that the paper on management and information technology was one of those that was really done well. So that means our candidates are also focusing on that area. So with all the advancement in AI and machine learning and all that, it's important that our members actually have honed the skill appropriately. And therefore,
the August exams were exclusively for the Certified Public Accountants course and only held in Kampala.
The biggest challenge we have when we introduce computer-based exams is supervision, because of the nature of the technology which keeps changing. Invigilation, which their language they use properly, becomes a challenge.
The cumulative number of students who have so far completed Certified Public Accountants of Uganda course stands at 4,958, following an additional 64 candidates that completed the CPA course in the August 2023 examination diet.
1,942, representing 39.1%, are female, and then the male are 3,016, representing 60.9%.
Habimana Deo compiled this report.
Let us look at the money market reports here.
Sasura obagula ne MTN Momo olwo tukuddize ssente oleweki
eyuge ku MTN Momo pe ogenda kubanga okikwasaganya bulungi nnyo.
Olwaleero tugabye piki zaffe ebbiri ezisoose nga tuziwadde ba merchants babiri, mukyala Hadija ku petrol station ya Moka, mwami Charles naye tuva kumuwa piki ye.
Kituufu mpangudde ne documents zino nzifunye.
I was so surprised when to the petrol station nesangawo nga already MTN yatuuse.
MTN bateba kulimba
tabalimba. Kumbe bino ebintu byo bituufu.
Era kye tubuulira abantu baffe naddala omuntu yenna alina business nti ssaawa zino tugenda tuva mu mbeera eyo ey'okukwata ssente ez'omu mpeke nti buli omu yenna afune kye tuyita merchant code. Tugenze tusomesa abantu ku mugaso gw'obutakwata ssente ez'obuliwo naye nga bazifunire ku simu yaabwe. Beera steady tugaba pin code yo yo weka.
Kozesa Momo app onyika star *5 star *3#.
Juko.
Yo.
Wachikuwa. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
The 2023 PEPS University Football League is scheduled to start this week with several games lined up. In the opening fixture, reigning champions Uganda Matters University in Kozi will host Bugema University.
After a change that has aligned the University Football League with the university academic calendar, action for the 2023 edition, which is the 11th season, starts on Tuesday. The opening day fixture will be between reigning champions Uganda Matters University Nkozi at home against Bugema University.
It's a good encounter, though very difficult. We've prepared very well, and hopefully we shall get the 3 points. We're playing the defending champion, East African Games, and indeed we played them at the semi-finals and they eliminated us. So it's going to be a tough game.
We are ready for it. And Bugema University, once look at the players that we have we recruited, they can give us also a better impact this time around.
This year's University League will witness first leg action between September and November and conclude between February and May next year. There are 23 teams including new entrants Isbat University, Komi University, Gulu University, Kusitema University and Bishop Stewart University in 6 groups. Uganda Matters University Nkozi, Makerere University Business School and Kampala University have won the championship twice, while Makerere University, Chambogo University and Uganda Christian University are the other former winners, having done so once.
Imagine a football fan fighting and killing the other because of provocation after losing a match. Well, this happened in Western Uganda. So how far should a football fanatic control his anger even after losing a game?
The rivalry among football fans supporting different teams, the provocation after every game is common both in the Western world and locally. In Brazil, for every Boca Junior game, police is always on alert for any imminent death that might occur. In Uganda, whenever the national team, the Cranes, played against any East African rivals, provocations on social media and even in stadium are common. When Tanzania qualified for the next Africa Cup of Nations, in Ivory Coast, beating Uganda to the slot, social media was filled with trolls. Last weekend, a 22-year-old male from Shema district in Uganda was accused of killing an Arsenal fan following a disagreement over English Premier League match between Arsenal and Manchester United. Police says Jackson Aineruhanga was killed moments after Arsenal's victory against Man U. So, to what extent should a football fan manage pressure when their team is on the losing or winning side?
So the whole thing hinges on what we call emotional control. To some people, these emotions drive them to the extremes. And when they get to extremes and they cannot be able to control themselves and believe that certain things can happen even when they are not in their best interest, that's what results in such cases.
National Council of Sports General Secretary David Katende affirms that there is life beyond soccer, raising a cause to avoid being consumed by the results of any game.
There is the interest, there are those wishes that we want, but we should not forget that at the base of it, we must be able to control emotions.
To local spectators, mutual respect is key among fans.
Yes, we have that excitement, but nobody's above the law. Me, I celebrate responsibly.
So if at all you win, you don't have to be that excited. Excitement, sometimes it leads to misbehavior.
In 2015, FOFA, the local football governing body, amended regulations to govern spectators and football fans. In the regulations, indecent behavior of fans like acts of hooliganism, violence, provocation and fights in stadia, abusive language, racism, threatening and discriminations was penalized under the law. Ngabo Emon, reporting for UBS TV.
That is all we had for you at this point. We'll catch you at 10 p.m. with another arrangement. My name is Micheal Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakun and the whole team. Let's catch you then.